What's going on, my good people? Boy Key back at it again, man. Got another tutorial here. This is my new song called In Motion. It's auto-tune heavy lead vocal, so I figured this is the perfect type of vocal to do a mix tutorial on, seeing as popular as auto-tune is today. You feel what I'm saying? So this song is very robust, very busy, and so I theorized that I'm gonna come out with a mastering video and a low-end video on this song as well. So let me know if y'all would want to hear that, and let's get it right. Let's just start off by playing half the song. Gonna rock out with me. Make sure the level is good for YouTube. Yep. All right.
PSA. Oh, y'all niggas don't got no motion? Step the fucking away. My niggas got motion. Get to it, don't let it get to you.
There's the key. It's about phone. Let's connect right before you get home. She acting dramatic, I give her the show. I give her the best, baby, where you gon' go? I don't know if I'm the one who's taking you home, girl, cause we can't be seen in the open, arriving alone. You fly and you know you mine, so why don't we reveal the secret? Shake the earth with motion, baby got the ocean. You and me tsunami, you could backstroke it. Spend a band on clothing, wise on the floor. I'm the man that's chosen. You should
Feel me? Listen, I'm cold. You feel what I'm saying? If you was wondering, I'm from New York. Feel what I'm saying? So we rocking out. A lot of art shit going on around here. Appreciate y'all for sticking with me up to this point in the song. So, boom. Let me start off by taking off this little plugin I got on the lead vocal, so we don't disrupt that. Actually, see how much CPU I'm working with over here. Right, let's take those off. Let's give it a good section of aggression. And so, some housekeeping here. I'm going to turn off the 2-bus effects because my vocal mix obviously comes together before my 2-bus comes together. I do not mix into my 2-bus like some people do. I find that insane. So we're going to take the effects off, feel what I'm saying? So let's go back and forth. Let's A-B the vocal just with the 2-bus, just so you can hear what I'm taking off, even though it kind of doesn't matter for the purpose of this video.
spend a band on clothing, wise on the floor. I'm the man that's chosen. You should know I'm in that Gucci sweatsuit. It's Alessandro, bitch, I'm stupid. Got the
If you want that mastering tutorial on this song, let me know. Turn the reverb, doubler, and the parallel off, right? And the all vocals, I'll turn 2 effects off. I'm gonna leave the L2 up because it brings up the signal of the vocal. So I'm gonna leave that there and go over it later, just so I don't have to keep switching the volume of my signal. And now that the parallel is off, it's not being set from the lead, we're just gonna hear that vocal mix. So let's A-B the vocal bus.
spend a band on clothing, wise on the floor. I'm the man that's chosen. You should know I'm in that Gucci sweatsuit. It's Alessandro, bitch, I'm stupid. Got the double G on me to send your bitch emoji tulips. Spend a
Big change, right? So let's get into it. Before I go into what I did on the vocal mix, it's important to know that because this is an auto-tune vocal, I ran the signal through Melodyne first, right? And so I'm cleaning up a lot of these notes so that it goes into auto-tune clean. But let's use this note right here, for example. When you are singing poorly, like I was, feel what I'm saying, auto-tune reacts a certain way. And some of those wobbles of the voice, you fuck with. That shit is type art, you feel what I'm saying? So when I go into Melodyne, sometimes I'll clean it up, and then that fire goes away. I'm like, hold on, like what's going on? So some of these notes I might keep in the middle, like this. I might keep them here instead of shifting it totally into key, because be on key don't always want to be in key. Feel what I'm saying? So some of these notes I keep astray a little bit, but most of them I'm correcting, and it helps a lot. So it's all the taste, but helping shift those notes into key usually do help. I got the auto-tune on it, B minor, which is the key of the song, low male, full retune speed, and a little bit of correction. So that's what I do before I start mixing. I'm going to mix with the auto-tune on because that's how it's not going to change the entire song, right? Now we get into the vocal bus, right? So I start off with the SSL E Channel. This is an emulation of a real piece of gear. So I'll A/B just the plugin because it brings it tightens the voice, gives it some air on the top end, it kind of pushes it forward. That's how I perceive it. Either way, I like it. So we're gonna turn off the compressing side, and let's take away my changes, and we'll just A/B the plugin. Because it's important to note that all these things affect the signal even before you start turning a knob.
Spend a band of clothing, right. Wash on the floor.
Alright, this thing's gonna bother me. Let's turn this off right here.
Spend a band of clothing, wash on the floor. I'm the man is chosen. You should know I'm in that Gucci sweatsuit.
Slight change, but it did something, so you want to be aware of it. You feel what I'm saying? Now, on the comments, you can see some of these numbers. So these are numbers at this part of my process. I'm gonna have the Pro Q up as well. And what I'll do is I'll take a tight Q over here and I'll frequency sweep for problem frequencies. So I'll look for a lot of the mud on the low end, and if anything is bothering me on the higher end, like that 4K section, I might mark that now as opposed to later. And then I also take note of where my nasaliness is, so between like 950 and 1150. So you can see what number I put there. And so I'll do a frequency sweep using the Pro Q and mark those notes. Then I'll bypass the Pro Q, which is usually empty at that point. And then I'll start making the changes using the E channel, right? So the first major changes I make here is that 285 between 250 and 350, depending on the vocal performance, I find is a lot of boxiness. In this performance, I chose 285 as my center point. So I'm bringing out some boxiness with that. So I'll leave all the knobs as I left them, and I'll just kind of like A/B each knob so you could hear what I'm doing.
Spend a band of clothing, wash on the floor. I'm the man is chosen. You should know I'm in that Gucci sweatsuit. It's Alessandro, bitch, I'm stupid. Got the double G on me.
Right, so clear up that vocal a little bit. Now, 585, you know, between 475 and 600. Honestly, also from 600 to like 720, all of that area, that 5 to 7, is a lot of congestion, you know, from the nose that I get. That's how I perceive it. And so sometimes I'll do a wider band shift, or sometimes I'll pick out some of those frequencies that bother me. You know, we make that tailored suit to every vocal performance, so every song is kind of different. So what I'll do here, I'll bring it down 580. And so what I'll do first is I'll accentuate it like I did with that last knob, and I'll also open up that Q curve, and I'll start tightening that curve until I'm capturing just the frequency that's bothering me, right? You make the Q too tight, then you're going to warp the signal. You're going to pull out such a thin piece of the signal that it's going to sound strange, so you don't want to overdo it as well. You just want to kind of stop where you start hearing that change. And if that change is a wider Q, for example, you don't want to make such a drastic adjustment of volume because you're pulling out, you might be carving out too much. So you have to think about that approach as well. So let's look at this.
Spend a band of clothing, wash on the floor. I'm the man is chosen. You should know I'm in that Gucci sweatsuit. It's Alessandro, bitch, I'm stupid. Got the double G on me to send your bitch emoji tulips. Spend a band of clothing, wash on the floor. I'm the man is chosen. You should know I'm in that Gucci sweatsuit. It's Alessandro, bitch, I'm stupid. Got the double G on me to send your.
So just enough for that water to clear out your ear. You feel what I'm saying? As soon as like your perception tells you, oh, stop right there. Slight changes, because the culmination of all of them will lead to a big change. So 750 hertz with a tighter Q also is going to treat some of that congestion that I have. So we'll talk about that.
Spend a band of clothing, watch on the floor. I'm the man that's chosen. You should know I'm in that Gucci sweatsuit. It's Alessandro, bitch. I'm stupid. Got the double G on me.
Right, and then we have a slight boost at 150 for some presence, or 1500 for some presence rather. It's a bell, just little bump, nothing too crazy because I still have a couple compressors to go to, so I don't want to greatly increase the energy on one side or the other and have it affect the compressor in a negative way. So a slight bump at 1500, and then we'll do a high pass at 90. So for a rap vocal, could be between 75 and 100. For an R&B vocal, might be between 90 and 120. That's kind of my approach. And then we'll go into the compressor, some slight compression, fast release, calm ratio at 2.5. We're just starting it off, right? So with the compressor, we just want to shape the vocal a little bit and push it forward a little bit. That's it. So I'll A-B the compressor.
Spend a band of clothing, watch on the floor. I'm the man that's chosen. You should know I'm in that Gucci sweatsuit. It's Alessandro, bitch. I'm stupid. Got the double G on me.
Right? So now I'm going to go into the Pultec, which is another emulation of a real piece of hardware. Its redeeming characteristics is that it beefs up the low end, adds a lot of character to the signal, and I love that for the vocal. So let's just A-B the plugin itself.
Earth with motion, baby got the ocean. You and me tsunami, you could backstroke it. Spend a band of clothing, watch on the floor. I'm the man that's chosen.
Now, what I didn't touch at this point is my nasaliness, which is in this song around 1100, but the 1K knob on the Pultec is usually where I attack my nasaliness. I like that band. Sometimes I'll accentuate it using the peak, just so I hear it clear. I'll go to 0, and then I'll start dipping using the center knob right here. So let's check that out.
Earth with motion, baby got the ocean. You and me tsunami, you could backstroke it. Spend a band of clothing, watch on the floor.
So any song for me, usually I'm looking at if I don't treat it on the E channel, because sometimes I might. If it's completely untreated, I might take away about 3 to 5 K of dip, even 5.5, depending on the vocal performance on the 1K frequency for the nasaliness. I do a slight bump at 5K for presence, clarity, and I do a slight bump at 10K with a sharp band. Just doing the same thing, kind of shifting the tone of the vocal.
Earth with motion, baby got the ocean. You and me tsunami, you could backstroke it. Spend a band of clothing, watch on the floor. I'm the man that's chosen. You should know I'm in that Gucci sweatsuit. It's
So this pro cue is just for the pre-verse, because the vocal performances along the song kind of vary. And so at the pre-verse, I'll really chill. I really talking to the bitches. You know what I'm saying? Really like, hey, call me up at night. Feel what I'm saying? So I use a little bit more bass in my voice. And I want that signal to be even with the rest of the song. So I got some dynamic bands just treating that low end, that lower register of my voice, and some extra nasaliness, so that once it goes to the main verse, there isn't a big jump in like the quality of how the verses are mixed.
It's about 4.
Oh, let's take away some of them effects.
It's about 4. Let's connect right before you get home. She acting dramatic, I give her the show. I give her the best, baby, where you going?
Feel what I'm saying? Like, let's connect before you get home. Like you still outside. You feel what I'm saying? Like, tell me, fuck with me. So that's it. That pro cue is only on bypass at that point. So let's rock out. Let's go back to our section in the verse. So the third main plugin in the chain, the Fairchild in form of the Jack Joseph Puig's PuigChild 660. This emulates the Fairchild compressor, and so without doing anything to it, it's gonna add some character. So we'll A/B the character, and then we're gonna do some slight compression as well, just to tighten up that vocal, push it forward. But the redeeming quality of the Fairchild is going to push that vocal forward and make it more punchy as well. So we're going to A/B just the vocal with nothing. I mean, just the plugin with nothing.
Shake the earth with motion, baby got the ocean. You and me tsunami, you could backstroke it. Spend a band of clothing, watch on the floor. I'm the man that's chosen. You should know.
So you can see it moved it forward at some punchiness. And then when we put that threshold, slight compression, nothing crazy, just 1 dB, maybe 2-3 dB when it gets those high peaks, but nothing serious. It's going to really shape that vocal again and push it more towards your face. I still want to maintain a dynamic vocal, so all my changes are slight, but you know, we got to treat it a little bit and make sure it comes through that mix. So next we're going into the J37 Tape Saturation. I'm not bumping up the actual saturation knob here. I'm just turning the plugin on, and I'm putting the 811 formula for my rap vocal. I like that. Sometimes if you want some added extra air or top end, I might use that 815. Check that out. So we're just gonna A/B that. It's gonna tighten up that vocal, push it forward, give it some love. Feel what I'm saying? Bring it out of tension. You know what I mean? So let's rock out.
Shake the earth with motion, baby got the ocean. You and me tsunami, you could backstroke it. Spend a band of clothing, wash on the floor. I'm the man that's chosen. You should.
Right, almost self-explanatory. Then we get into the Pro Q. This is my main Pro Q. So I'm doing two things here, additive and reductive, right? So I start with reductive. There are 2 points of harshness in my vocal that I haven't addressed up to this point, and that's between 2000 and 2450. You get some very aggressive harshness in the vocal. We're gonna do that first.
Shake the earth with motion, baby got the ocean. You and me tsunami, you could backstroke it. Spend a band of clothing, wash on the floor.
Right, so let's take that out with a dynamic EQ.
Shake the earth with motion, baby got the ocean. You and me tsunami, you could backstroke it. Spend a band of clothing, wash.
So it makes the vocal more human. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, you know, it's very important. And then after that, between 3100 and 3450, usually I'm going a little higher in this performance, 3600. With some tinginess, some harshness in the form of some tinginess. It's less in your face as this other section, but it's very important to take out as well. It's almost like you don't hear it until you start taking it away, and then everything sounds better. And you're like, oh, okay, so let's accentuate it.
Shake the earth with motion, baby got the ocean. You and me tsunami, you could backstroke it. Spend a band of clothing, wash on the floor.
Just clearing up that signal, making it more human, and like as if you're speaking to somebody. That's kind of how I think of it. And then we have just adding a little bit of clarity and presence at 8600, a little bit of presence at 16, and I like to do a little bump at 850 for a lot of my vocals. I'm having trouble with another vocal performance where all the way up to 850 is a lot of congestion in my vocal, and so in that case, I'm taking 850 away even, you know, as opposed to boosting it. But I boost 850 a lot. Let's just bypass them and show you what it's like.
Shake the earth with motion, baby got the ocean. You and me tsunami, you could backstroke it. Spend a band of clothing, wash on the floor. I'm the man that's chosen. You should know I'm in that Gucci sweatsuit. It's Alessandro, bitch, I'm stupid. Got the double G on me to send your bitch emoji tulips.
So overall, just cleaning up that signal, making it sound more human, giving it some presence at the end as well. Now we're going into the fresh air. The high air is pretty cool, but it's very harsh for vocals in my opinion, and so I end up not using it a lot. And I only use between 2% and 10% on the fresh air. No motherfucking 25%, 30% bullshit. Feel what I'm saying? If you're doing that much, you did something wrong up to this point to be doing this beastie of a change, right? Little 4 hey, you know, just open that up a little bit. Pause. You know what I'm saying?
Shake the earth with motion, baby got the ocean. You and me tsunami, you could.
Don't even gotta stay on it that long. Pause. Feel what I'm saying? Like, we rocking out right there. Manny M EQ, I love what the bands do on here. Bands make them dance on this plugin. And very slight changes, 0.2, 0.3. You see everything, even in the Pro Q. I'm not even going 1K, 1 dB boost on none of these. Slight. But the culmination of all of them, fire. Because remember, we're shifting the tone, too. Every time something comes down, everything else theoretically goes up. So you don't want to do too big push and pull changes because it's going to change the tone. So right here, I got a shelf on 25K, so we're adding some air at the top and a little bit of presence on and clarity on 5K.
Shake the earth with motion, baby got the ocean. You and me tsunami, you could backstroke it. Spend a band of clothing.
And my third and final compressor, finishing up that vocal, is the Shadow Hills Mastering Compressor. Without doing any compression, is going to affect the signal because this is an emulation of a real piece of hardware. So we'll take the threshold off and we'll just A/B it. Now the plugin usually comes in 1, 2, which I think these are voltage variations, and it affects the way that the characteristics is placed on the signal. And so 1, 2 is nice on my 2 bus. That's how I enjoy it. But for a lead vocal, that 2, 3 pushes it up and out a little more in a way that I like. So I'm gonna show you that, and then we'll get to what else I'm doing.
Shake the earth with motion, baby got the ocean. You and me tsunami, you could backstroke it. Spend a band of clothing, what's on the floor then? I'm the man who's chosen. You should know I'm in that Gucci sweatsuit. It's Alessandro, bitch, I'm stupid. Got the double G on me to say.
See how it stands at attention? You feel what I'm saying? Right here, this kind of pushes it low, pushes it center, pushes it high. For a rap vocal, I like to be here. Sometimes for an R&B vocal, I like to be here. I'm just keeping it thorough right there. Make sure your parameter link is on so both sides move together. It starts off with an LA2A type compression, and it goes into an 1176 type compression, which is represented on the right side. And so I do slight compression on both. Usually my LA2A type just catching a little bit, making the signal a little bit tighter. And then I'll usually have a late attack quick release with a higher ratio on my 1176 just to catch those rogue peaks and prepare it to go into the 2 bus, right?
Shake the earth with motion, baby got the ocean. You and me tsunami, you could backstroke it. Spend a band of clothing, what's...
Let's A/B the whole shit.
Shake the earth with motion, baby got the ocean. You and me tsunami, you could backstroke it. Spend a band of clothing.
See how such an abrupt change is made from slight changes? That's how I'm supposed to do everything to taste. So at this point, I'll go down and it would be ingenuine for me not to add my Manny Distortion. I'm just adding that on the signal because I think it cuts through the beat better. And usually I listen to this with the beat, and that's when I choose to add it, but let's throw that on.
Shake the earth with motion, baby got the ocean. You and me tsunami, you could backstroke it. Spend a band of clothing, what's on the floor.
It's creative, you feel what I'm saying? This is art. And so in a vacuum with no beat behind it, you know, it might sound one way, but we put that beat on, it gives it that grittiness and allows it to cut through.
Shake the earth with motion, baby got the ocean. You and me tsunami, you could backstroke it. Spend a band of clothing.
See, with that beat on, it's not really, you don't really sound like you're distorting the vocal or nothing. It just gives it that extra detail for it to kind of cut through. Almost like when you add sharpness to a photo. You feel what I'm saying? I'm nice, right? You feel what I'm saying? I just thought of that. That was tough. All right, boom. Now we're going to do the parallel. Parallel vocal is a copy of the signal. We're going to compress it more. We're still going to clean up those bad frequencies, and we're going to make it gritty so that we pop it up from negative infinity, and it adds a lot of body to that lead vocal. You feel what I'm saying? So let's run up the parallel by itself, and we'll run through it quickly.
Shake the earth with motion, baby got the ocean. You and me tsunami, you could backstroke it. Spend a band of clothing, what's on the floor then? Shake the earth with motion, baby got the ocean. You and me tsunami, you could backstroke it. Spend a band of clothing.
So you can see the signal's clean. I'm still pulling out those muddy frequencies, the nasaliness, the harshness, and then I'm adding compression to make it very tight because the dynamics are in the lead vocal. I don't need the parallel being dynamic. And then we're adding some of that grittiness, some of that saturation so that it can cut through and help add body. And on top of that, remember, you want to take out those bad frequencies because they'll get accentuated when you bring them up, even if the signal is at negative 20 dB. But when you take out those frequencies as well, that means that when you bring up that total signal from negative infinity, but those sections are carved out, there is a tonal shift that's going to take place with the entire vocal, right? Because you're adding on one frequency spectrum with all these changes, you're adding another frequency spectrum with different changes, slightly. And so the tonality of the entire vocal will change slightly, but if you do a right job, you will like it, one. And two, you could also make broad stroke changes to both on a summing aux. Like I have all vocals, so these both go to all vocals. So we'll save that for later. Let's just go through the parallel quickly. I'll start off with the RDeesser. I didn't use it on my lead because I feel like as if my S's were sharp, but I want to tame anything on that higher end on the parallel because I don't want nothing cutting through.
Shake the earth with motion, baby got the ocean, you and me.
Not so aggressive, couple dB or handful of dBs, but nothing insane because I don't feel like my S's are too harsh. In the Pro Q, I'm making broad stroke changes for the low end, a little bit of that rumbliness. I have a dynamic band on, or that boominess in my voice rather, and I'm still taking out that 285, that 460, and that 675. I kind of think of this as more of a broad stroke change than my lead vocal, and that's kind of how I approach my parallel.
Shake the earth with motion, baby got the ocean, you and me tsunami, you could backstroke it, spend a band of clothing, why?
And immediately it makes the nasaliness become really pronounced. So same theory, obviously on a parallel, because I want the parallel to be fucking distorted and gritty and beefy, pause. I'm going to use that same plugin that as that low end character, right? So Pultec, I'm going to dip a great amount, a little bump at 1.5, and that's it.
Shake the earth with motion, baby got the ocean, you and me tsunami, you could backstroke it, spend a band of clothing.
Then we go into the E channel. I am doing a high pass filter at 115, so I don't need that extra rumbliness to come up. You know, I've already taken care of that on the lead. And then we do some light compression. Actually, right here I see I'm doing high ratio, so I'm really just trying to capture those peaks and prepare it for my first big compressor with a quick release.
Shake the earth with motion, baby got the ocean, you and me tsunami, you could backstroke it, spend a band of clothing.
Into the PuigChild, give it that character, give it that punchiness. You know, even on an R&B vocal where the lead might have like a LA2A or an L Ray on it, where I don't want that punchy, aggressive like lead, like I don't want that character. On the parallel, I'll probably still use the PuigChild because that's what I want for the parallel. I want that motherfucker cut through, you feel what I'm saying? So let's rock out.
Shake the earth with motion, baby got the ocean, you and me tsunami, you could backstroke it, spend a...
Then we go into the Blackbox saturation plugin. I usually don't crank these knobs that heavy, but on this parallel, I want a lot of saturation, distortion, emphasis. So it usually starts on 50%. So we're adding 10% on pentode, we're adding 11% on triode, and a little bit of air. Taking the output down a little bit just to adjust for that signal increase. But the signal is still increasing. I didn't adjust for it completely, but no big deal.
Shake the earth with motion, baby got the ocean, you and me tsunami, you could backstroke it, spend
a... Manny M Distortion, just a slight bit.
Shake the earth with motion, baby got the ocean, you and me tsunami, you could backstroke.
Into a regular Shadow Hills, it's a slightly different characteristic. I'm not gonna act like I know the difference. I know I like the red one better, the A class better. But I just kind of put this on, just fuck it, you know what I mean? Just being artistic and changing it up a little bit, right? Slight compression here, and that's it.
Shake the earth with motion, baby got the ocean, you and me tsunami.
Tightens up the signal, pushes it forward, cleans up some of my distortion. I'm gonna add some back. It's just a creative thing. I was like, let me add some back, like whatever. You feel what I'm saying?
Shake the earth with motion, baby got the ocean, you and me tsunami, you could backstroke it, spend a band of clothing, wash on the floor then.
And obviously I didn't address those harsh frequencies over here, the 2300, 3200, so I take some out right there, and I do a slight bump in 1600 for the vocal. Sound nice, feel what I'm saying? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the lead back on and bring it up from negative infinity to where I liked it to sit in this song, and yeah.
Shake the earth with motion, baby got the ocean, you and me tsunami, you could backstroke it, spend a band of clothing, wash on the floor then, I'm the man that's chosen, you should know I'm in that Gucci sweatsuit, it's Alessandro, bitch I'm stupid, got the double G on.
So you see, adds that presence to it, adds that body to the vocal, but it isn't distorting the signal in a negative manner, and so those two are gonna combine and rise up into all vocals. So my L2 Ultramaximizer, I want to make the vocal louder. I bring both the threshold and the out ceiling evenly down until I start attenuating, just like half a dB to 2 dB, something where it's not pumping the vocal, but I'm shaving off some of those rogue frequencies, and then I'll push the out ceiling up just to get to the right volume I want to be. If I put it to negative 0.1 like everyone does, like that, in this case the vocal will be way too loud. So I just brought it to a place where I want the volume to be for my vocal.
Shake the earth with motion, baby got the ocean. You and me tsunami, you could backstroke it. Spend a
Very simple. Then I have it going into a gold clip. So very important. I want to treat my vocals going into my tuba. So I just wanted, everything is about slight changes. So a lot of compression, and the clipping is slight shaving of the signal. Enough that I feel like I'm still maintaining a dynamic signal. But you know, between you see 0.3 dB clipping and could be up to like 0.5 or even 1 dB clipping. It's really taking away parts of the waveform that's imperceptible to us. The clipper type I'm using as a hard wave shape. It starts off as classic, but the hard wave shape, you can see the volume. As you put the threshold up, the volume goes up evenly, and so it's a more punchy waveform. The signal is able to be louder and clearer for longer, and then you have a harsher clip at the top end. And so I'll A/B that as well, so you can see the difference between those clipper styles. And so for a punchy rap song like this, obviously I want that hard clipper on there. And yeah.
shake the earth with motion, baby got the ocean. You and me tsunami, you could backstroke it. Spend a band of clothing, what's on the floor then? I'm the man that's chosen. You should know I'm in that Gucci sweatsuit. It's Alessandro, bitch, I'm stupid. Got the double G on me to.
So it's just consolidating the signal ever so slightly. You can see when I switch from classic into hard clipper, how the signal adjusted from a little more compressed sounding to a little clearer and punchier in comparison to the other one. Then I'm going to go into Pro Q. Broad stroke change. I think I was doing this while I was mastering. I was like, let me take away some more of that congestion, some of that mud. Add a little bit of boost at 4500. That was kind of like I was comparing my song, my total master, to like my references, and I was like, all right, let me add some of that high end. And I have a very slight 808 side chain on the vocal, very slight, like imperceptible, but just enough that the combination of all of my side chains throughout the song, the side chains on the melodies and this and third, I want those kicks to cut through. And so it's something where you don't hear it really affecting the vocal, but when I play it with the beat in the kick, which I will, and I turn it on, you can just hear the kick come through just barely, but ever so slightly. And in hip hop, it's really hard to get a really in your face, really loud, really hard 808 on kick. And so these are the games we play to try to get those to go and still reach those true peak signals and lufts that we're looking for.
Shake the earth with motion, baby got the ocean. You and me tsunami, you could backstroke it. Spend a band of clothing, what's on the floor then? I'm the man. Shake the earth with motion, baby got the ocean. You and me tsunami, you could backstroke it. Spend a band of clothing, what's on the floor then? I'm the man that's chosen. You should know I'm in that Gucci sweatsuit.
Very slight change, and you know, with the drums and the melody and everything else that's in there, you can't even hear the shit. But it helps. You feel what I'm saying? It helps the low end, and so like that's what we want to do. And let's see what else I got here. So got the Autotune, Melodyne, Distortion. I got the parallel, the lead. I'm going into all vocals for broad stroke changes. Then we go into all music, except all music I'm changing the entire song, and it does affect the lead vocal. But at this point, I like how the vocal is with the beat and with the melody. Because by the time I'm done doing the vocal mix and the parallel, I'm turning the beat on, I'm starting to mix that beat. And based on how I carve frequencies, right? Because we're listening to this vocal in a vacuum, but based on how I carve frequencies to leave space for my vocal, which, you know, if you guys want to see me do, I can make another video with that. that's gonna change the signal as well, right? So like your vocal, this sounds a certain way with no beat on it. But once I start adding beat elements, it starts covering up and competing with the vocal. Then when I duck certain frequencies like 1500 or 2K or whatever, certain parts of the vocal frequency relatively start to pop up and shine based on how I'm carving it, which perception-wise changes how the signal sounds. And so we're listening to this vocal mix in a vacuum, but when I play the beat, it's going to sit in the beat a different way. You're not going to hear it the same way, obviously. And based on how I carve the beat, that might change. So some of these broad stroke changes here, I might be doing with consideration of how the beat is sounding. Now, I do the vocal mix, beats start coming together. I like how the beat is. It goes in a 2-bus. And so the 2-bus obviously is going to affect how the vocal sounds, but the changes I'm making are the vocal and the beat together. Feel what I'm saying? So, but I'll A-B it for you though.
Shake the earth with motion, baby got the ocean. You and me tsunami, you could backstroke it. Spend a bit on clothing, boss on the floor. I'm the man that's chosen. You should know I'm in that Gucci sweatsuit. It's Alessandro.
Magic. If you need that mastering tutorial, let me know. Feel what I'm saying? Reverb to taste. Quarter delay for taste. I'm over here modulating it over here. Add some doubler. So just a little bit of doubler to give my vocal some dimension. You feel what I'm saying?
Shake the earth with motion, baby.
Oh, computer can't handle that 5.
Shake the earth with motion, baby got the ocean. You and me tsunami, you could backstroke it. Spend a bit on clothing, boss on the floor. I'm the man that's chosen. You should know I'm in that Gucci sweatsuit. It's Alessandro, bitch, I'm stupid. Got the double G on me to send your bitch emoji tulips.
I'm wildin'. I'm cold. Feel what I'm saying? So I hope that was concise enough. You still want to be detailed and go through the process. And art is subjective. And as long as your foundation, methodology, and the principles that you approach it with are solid, then you always come out the other end solid. And the more you mix, the better you get, right? Like, you mix one song at a time. It's going to take you 3 hours to do some. And then a year later, it's going to take you an hour to do that same thing. So it's also about drilling in those techniques and the taste and the things that you like, that you want for your music or your artist music. I'm an artist engineer, but as an engineer, sometimes you express your artistry through the song of the artist that you're mixing. And so you're in creative control as well. And so all these things are the taste. And yeah, hope this helps. I appreciate y'all. Catch y'all later, man. Love.